Alright gang, check this out. The Polar Lights has been through some major changes. Well, I guess it's still minor changes. So we changed out the wheels. I had these wheels in my one box of wheels. I forgot about them. They are 12 mil hex. They fit right on. The only thing I was concerned about is clearance issues. Whether they'd rub the knuckle in the front or the control arm in the back. Well, they don't. I was shocked. I thought, man, I'm going to try these. These are Temu specials. Just got them extra one day when I was buying some shirts and stuff. Novelty shirts they have. It's the greatest novelty shirts. These tires are super soft. They have foams in them. They're a little over 5 inches tall. Pretty beefy. I found a Relarlo sticker pack from a body that I got. Came with a bunch of decals in there. So I used the taillight ones. I just thought the back end needed something because it was just blank. Put some extras on there. Also, trimmed out the wheel opening here. Just the rear I did. Front, I left it alone because it would have been too hard to meet these. I just didn't want to screw anything up. So I did these. There's a natural like body line kind of sort of what the decal kind of was going. I just followed it with my Sharpie and it kind of meshed a little bit back here with it, and I think it looks better than like the flat slanted down type thing that they had going on. And some other cool things here. Soldered on an XT60 end so I can run whatever battery I want. ESC, I put spacers in so I could boost it up to fit these batteries because otherwise I wouldn't fit it. Put some new shocks. They're not new. I had them laying in the suspension box. I tried these on an F100 and they were too short. These are about, I think they're 4 inches exactly. From end to end, not from hole to hole, but from end to end. And the original ones were all the same size. These were all the same size. I thought, man, I gotta try them. They are 2 mods. I did dump the fluid out because I don't know what they have in it. It was just clear looking. They seemed like, I don't know, they seemed kind of stiff to me before. But I put my low C25 in that I just got. And I filled them all the same to about, I don't know, 80 to 90% to the top. Bled them, but for some reason the back ones are a lot softer than the front. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't think it's going to hurt anything because you want it softer in the back so it doesn't bounce around so much and traction's an issue. The thing that I realized is I was going to thought about doing a brushless on this because I do have some stuff I could have done it. I'd have just been like, oh man, what am I going to do about a transmitter? I have some stuff around. I could have used my Spectrum 45 amp 2-in-1 that like would come into Granite or any of those, Quake or whatever, and then try to just bind an SLT2 to it. And the Vortex were like that. They had an SLT2. At least mine did. I have 2 of them, and they both had SLT2 transmitters. And it has that ESC receiver combo. But I realized this thing has a 5-wire servo, and that drives me crazy when these low-end companies do that. And so I don't know if I want to go ahead and buy a servo for this. I see where it's at. I had this off. It's in like its own little compartment over here. It doesn't look like too big of a deal. Just take off the steering links and 4 screws. Or 6 screws. Or no, 5. 2, 1, 2. And it'll come off. And then you can slide the servo out or clip it in. But I just don't know if I want to go that route yet. Again, and servos aren't that expensive on Amazon. I could do it. I did it with my DRC. But I ran into a lot of issues, like servo linkage and that kind of stuff. And it was kind of a headache, but I made it work. Just not ready to go there yet. This thing, yeah, this thing seems like it's going to run really good. I'll show you here in a minute. Yeah. So hopefully, you know what, we're just going to let the body fly off. Dude, that's a brushed motor. That is the Titan 550 that I water broke in. And I don't know if I mentioned it or not with these tires, I did knock it down a tooth. So it's back to a 15, which is original. And that's the smallest I had. I would have probably went to a 13 or 14 would have been nice. But we're going to try it, see how it works. So tomorrow morning at some point I might go out and make a video of this thing, and hopefully it doesn't disappoint. It doesn't look like it's going to disappoint, but you never know. But that's what we got, man, and I'm pretty excited about it for our cheapie. So you'll see another video coming up, and hopefully it's a good one. Later, Gator.